This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
One other thing on parks.
One.
One more.
Spit it out, Porky.
It's Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear. So anyway.
I have been to Smokey Bear's grave.
What?
I collect graves, but I have been to Smokey Bear's grave.
Okay.
And it is very hard not to say Smokey the Bear, but it is Smokey Bear.
It's Smokey Bear.
But he's buried in Capitan, New Mexico. And I think if I remember correctly, I actually saw Smokey Bear at the National Zoo in Washington when I was a teenager too. So, I'll check the dates to make sure I'm not lying to you. But yeah, Smokey Bear's grave.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're also going to talk about forts. And
My favorite topic.
yeah, and I mean Kansas was full of forts. And so you have another fort you're going to talk about.
Fort Larned, it's just amazing. It's number one, it's beautiful. And when people see it, they're just shocked by how pretty it is. And a lot of kids are shocked because they've got this image of what a fort looks like and there's no wall around it. There's no palisades because, of course, we had no trees. And but it's wonderful, part of the national park system. And there's so much. And when you go to Larned, make sure you stop by the Santa Fe Trail Museum also, that's not too far away. So, yeah, Fort Larned, they've got April 30th, they've got an event coming up, the Old Guard and Muster. Our friend Leo Oliva will be there. Be a great day. They're going out to the Indian village, the Cheyenne village that would have been not too far from Larned. Lots of history. That'll be a phenomenal event. But they've got stuff going on all the time. So check out their website. And yeah, we'll take a closer look at Fort Larned. Like most of our western forts, Larned was designed to protect commerce. Located on the lucrative Santa Fe Trail, the post was originally located a few miles east of its permanent site. David Bell, an officer in the 1st U.S. Cavalry, established a camp on the Pawnee Fork in October 1859. It later became Camp Alert and finally Fort Larned, in honor of Colonel Benjamin F. Larned, Paymaster General of the U.S. Army. The fort also served as a central location to distribute annuities to the Plains tribes, as prescribed by the Fort Wise Treaty of 1861. Fort Larned was the site of a meeting between General Winfield Scott Hancock and several Cheyenne chiefs on April 12, 1867, in which Hancock intended to impress the Dog Soldier chiefs with his military power. During the winter of 1868-69, U.S. Major General Phil Sheridan launched a campaign against the Cheyenne, Kiowa, and Comanche Indians on the Great Plains. Sheridan's men attacked any who resisted, taking their supplies and livestock and pushing the remaining Indians back into their reservations. By the end of the winter campaign, Sheridan had successfully forced a majority of the Indians in the Fort Larned area onto reservations. Renovations to Fort Larned took place between 1866 and 1868. The original sod and adobe structures were removed and replaced with the sandstone buildings that make up the fort today. By 1871, no escorts were required for the wagon trains traveling on the Santa Fe Trail, eliminating the need for military presence in the region. The post was abandoned in July 1878. And 5 years later, the Fort Larned Military Reservation was transferred from the War Department to the General Land Office of the Department of the Interior. From 1885 to 1966, the buildings were used to house the headquarters of a ranch. In 1957, the Fort Larned Historical Society was founded to develop and open the site as a tourist attraction. The fort was designated as a national landmark in 1961, and in 1964 it was incorporated as a unit of the National Park System.
I dug trees by hand for years and years and years. In the process, I wore out my rotator cuff. But when I learned about this process, I thought if there's a way to get rid of this pain, then I wanted to do it. So we did it, and it worked. And I'm not going to go out and dig trees with a shovel anymore, but I can do the things that I want to do now